I'm going to be tying my micro belly dancer. For the hook, I'm using the size 12 nymph jig from and a 4.6 millimeter silver tungsten bead slotted. For thread, I'm using white 100 denier from Perfect Hatch. You don't want to use something too thick because it's a pretty small fly, but you want something strong enough to hold down this material. So start within that slotted bead and just give it a few wraps and then work your way down to the shank. You can snip the excess. So part of the body on this fly, I'm using this tan marabou from Nature Spirit. This is just kind of to give it a two-tone look. It doesn't show up too much, but it also kind of fills up the body between the other materials. Now for this fly, when I'm picking out a feather, I'm looking for something that's just kind of puffy. It doesn't need to be a perfect feather. Well, these sections fell out, so I might just use this one. We're gonna take these sections from the bottom of the stem, bottom. Just tie in a small section of that. And snip our excess. I'm gonna fill in the midsection with some dubbing. It pretty much gets covered up, so it doesn't matter too much what you use. I just like to use dubbing because it keeps it pretty thin. Again, this waspy night life cycle nymph dubbing. I'm going with brown. And this just needs to fill in this hook here. And then we can flip our hook around. For the tail and body, I'm using this brown barred rabbit strips and ginger. A super small piece. Figure out how much you want that to hang over from the hook. And then we can pierce the hook through. And snip our excess. For the head, on the bottom, I'm using this white bruiser blend. Grab a good pinch of that. And tie that in on the bottom. And spread that around evenly across half the bottom. For the head, I'm using this brown Sasquatch bruiser blend. I had a friend mention how he ends up with a gap in these dubbing heads. To prevent that is really spreading these fibers perfectly across evenly. And then when you come in with your second piece, I always like to do the bottom first and then the second piece overlaps that. And just spread it evenly across again. And tie that in. And just spread it across. And then we can pull that back. Build a dam. You can go ahead and whip finish. Snip your excess. Take a brush and brush this out. Add a little bit of cement. For eyes, I'm using the silver 5 millimeter from Full Mill. Right where that head starts. I'm gonna drop a dab of super glue. And sometimes these eyes are facing a certain way, so just make sure that's correct. The other side. Make sure those are lined up before applying pressure. And there you have my micro belly dancer. I tied this specifically for the San Marcos River to chase some bass. I like to throw it in the shade near weeds. With this tungsten bead, it sinks super fast, so slow to fast retrieves. It's caught me a decent amount of bass, and even sunfish have chomped this thing. I really like this brown color on it. I tie it in a lot in black and white as well.